الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين اللهم يسر ولا تعسر رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So we started the chapter of intention before seeking knowledge, and we want to just take advantage of that and then continue inshallah. فصل في النية حال التعلم. That is the chapter for the intention before seeking knowledge. ثم لا بد له من النية في زمن تعلم العلم. For a person who is going to seek knowledge has to have intention. So the intention is very, very important before seeking knowledge. إذا النية هي الأصل في جميع الأحوال. So intention is the foundation in all of our affairs. And we spoke about this as the Prophet ﷺ said, لقوله عليه الصلاة والسلام إنما الأعمال بالنيات, that every deed goes with intention. This intention is very important. Depending on how you intend and what you intend, that is how you will be rewarded for. The Prophet ﷺ spoke about some individuals that will be assessed on the day of Qiyamah. One of them, he ﷺ said, is an alim, a scholar with the knowledge, might be imam, might be a lecturer, might be whatever that is leading in Islamic affairs. This person, out of the knowledge, he was able to serve the community. On the day of Qiyamah, Allah presented the deeds and the reward of people who have led in the way that is good when it comes to Islamic knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask this person, how did you came about this? And he will say, Ya Allah, I seek knowledge so that I'll be able to serve your deen. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, no, you seek knowledge so that you will get fame and be praised for leadership, not because of me. And because of that, of course, in dunya, you got the fame, you got the leadership, and you don't have any reward with me today. And that person will be sent to Jahannam wa iyadhu billah. Another person will be brought who has fought and died on the path of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will present the reward of those who died on his path and ask this person, why will you shorten your life when you could have spent much time with your family? He will say, Ya Allah, I devoted my time just that we can establish your deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no, you only did that so that people will say you were brave. Indeed, when you died, people praised you. They said you were brave. They call you all sort of names. And because of that, you don't have any reward with me today. You're going to Jahannam. And another person will be brought who has served, built schools, madrasa, masjid with his money. This is a good thing for all of us. All these things we're mentioning, these are good deeds everyone want to be part of. But because of the intention of these people, the reward was not there. The person who built madrasa, built schools, helped the orphanage, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will present the reward of such deeds. And he will be asked, why will you spend your money on this? And he will say, Ya Allah, I did it in a way to make sure that anything regarding your affairs I want to spend my money on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, no, you did it so that people will say you are generous. And of course, people did said that. So you don't have reward with me today. So it is really important, anything that we're going to involve in. Check your heart, check within yourself. What was your intention? What was the ideas behind that? If you have any motives apart from doing it for the sake of Allah, you better change the intention and move on. Or stop and start all over again. Because you want to make sure that anything that you do, as the scholars of the usul made mention, if you have good intention, then everything that you do, you will get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Prophet ﷺ said regarding this, كم من عمل يتصور بصورة أعمال الدنيا. Sometimes we do some deeds, and those actions are coming with the intention of worldly gain. We want to be praised. We want people to see us. We want to get reward for it, or we want to just get benefit in this world. وَيَسِيرُ بِحُسْنِ النِّيَّةِ مِنْ أَعْمَالِ الْآخِرَةِ. But because we have good intention deep down, that intention that we have will then turn the reward or the deeds to become for the deed of akhirah, and we get reward for it. Even though we started because of dunya, but down the track we have changed our intention. Now we are doing it for the sake of Allah, and Allah reward us for that because of the good intention. And the same thing applies to وَكَمْ مِنْ عَمَلٍ يُتَصَوَّرُ بِصُورَةَ أَعْمَالِ الْآخِرَةِ. Sometimes also we have intention of doing it for the sake of Allah. We want to get reward for akhirah. We are in this ثُمَّ يَصِيرُ مِنْ أَعْمَالِ الدُّنْيَا بِسُوءِ النِّيَّةِ. But then our intention changes. Now we have bad intention. We wanted to get reward in this dunya. We wanted people to praise us, even though we started for the sake of Allah. But now our intention has changed in the sense that we want to be praised. We want people to see us. We want to get some worldly gain. And because of this bad intention, this good deed we started that we could have got the reward in front of Allah, we're going to miss it because of bad intention. May Allah protect us from that. وينبغي أن ينوي المتعلم بطلب العلم رضا الله تعالى. Because of that, anyone that is seeking knowledge should have sincere intention first to get for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You need to start your seeking knowledge to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want Allah to be happy with you. You want to get the trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is number one. وَالدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ. And also you seek the knowledge for the sake of akhirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you for a purpose. That purpose is for you to worship Him. You cannot create ways of worshiping Allah. Allah who created you to worship Him, He has the ways He wants you to worship Him. So you want to have the knowledge so that you will be able to worship Allah the way Allah wants to be worshipped. Because you want to achieve the reward in hereafter. So that intention should be the reason why we seek knowledge. Dar al-akhirah. وَإِزَالَةِ الْجَهْلِ النَّفْسِ. And also you want to seek knowledge so that you yourself will wipe away your ignorance, because you want to know what you're doing. You don't want to be put in the spot, or you don't want to be put in a situation where you are doing things for doing sake or because others are doing. You want to do everything that you do because Allah says you should do, and you should have evidence on why you do it. Because of that, you want to be what? You want to know, you want to have the knowledge so that you know what you're doing. Now, and also, وَأَنْ سَائِرِ الْجُهَّالِ. You want to also get the knowledge that will be beneficial to you, which will then extend to the people who don't know that are around you. And we spoke about this. If you did or you seek the knowledge purposely for the sake of akhirah, purposely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-ilmu zaynun li ahli. The knowledge by itself will then decorate you. The knowledge will then display you. The knowledge will then present you. Because if you are doing things right, you do things the way it's supposed to be done, people around you will be amazed. People around you will want to ask you. People around you will want to benefit from you. We know there are scholars. They have much knowledge. They live in the society that we live in, but people are not interested in what they got. Even though they are knowledgeable, they have the knowledge, but it does not display. They want to show it, but people are not interested. It might be, maybe, the way they seek the knowledge was for what? To show off. It might be the knowledge they got itself is not beneficial because there's no barakah in it. That is why people are not interested. It might be. So in all that we do, We want to make sure that we don't fall under this category. Let's seek knowledge for the sake of Allah. Let's seek knowledge to clear our own ignorance. Let's seek knowledge to make sure that we understood. We want to do it for the sake of Allah and get the reward for hereafter. Now, wa ihya'uddin. We also seek knowledge with the good intention, which is what? Ihya'uddin, to revive the deen. Islam is not a religion that people follow in darkness. Islam is not a religion where people just do because people do. No. Everything has a purpose. Everything in Islam has a purpose. The day you understand the purpose, you will see yourself happily doing it the right way. So we need to understand this as well. وَإِبْقَاءَ الْإِسْلَامِ, and try to protect the deen. Of course, Allah will protect the deen. But when you have good intention to propagate the deen, Allah will use you to propagate the deen and you get the reward. It is very important to acknowledge that. Look at the story of Uzair in the Quran. Uzair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him in the old city that the Bani Israel used to live. That place has been what? Left. It has been quiet. No one lives there. It turns like a jungle. When Allah sent Uzair, Uzair was up the mountain. When he looked down the valley, he started questioning himself in his heart. Anna yuhil hadhihi ba'da mawtiha. How can Allah bring back life in this town when it's dead and gone? فَأَمَاتَهُ اللَّهُ. For him to have doubt whether that place can be revived, Allah killed Uzair. Uzair was killed. 100 years Uzair was lying down. After that, Allah sent the angel to come and revive and resurrect him. Uzair was resurrected. When Uzair was resurrected, they asked him, how long were you here? Uzair, looking at the sun, he thought, when I was going to sleep, the weather was like this. So it might be half a day or a day in his mind. And the angel told him, you have been lying down here for 100 years. But for you to affirm this, look at your donkey. When he turned, everything is gone. It's just like particles of bones everywhere. Now, with his own eyes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to revive the donkey. He was looking when particles, things are coming together until it formed a whole donkey and then life came into the donkey. Now he knew Allah can revive that city. His food for 100 years was saved. Not even taste of the food has changed. When Uzair now got up on his donkey, now he's rushing. He knows now, he believes Allah can revive that city. When he got up, looked down the city, it has become a big city. People are living in it already without him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will maintain and protect the deen, whether we are in it or not. We only want to have good intention. Our intention to be able to protect the deen, Allah will reward us for that. But not because we can do anything. We cannot do anything to benefit this deen. We cannot do anything to harm this deen. This deen is for Allah. He will protect his deen. But when we have good intention to serve, then we will get the reward for that intention. So when you are seeking knowledge, seek knowledge for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Seek knowledge for you to be able to get reward on akhirah. Seek knowledge because you want to maintain and protect the deen. Seek knowledge because you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to use you to protect this deen. Those are the intentions that we need to have. فَإِنَّ بَقَاءُ الْإِسْلَامَ بِالْعِلْمِ, because for it, the knowledge of the deen of Islam can only be protected with knowledge. You cannot do it with personal interest. You cannot do it with what we call ilmu ras, just for your own observation. Psychologically, this is how it's supposed. Islam does not work with that. Islam goes with knowledge, and we need to accept that, or we need to follow that. وَلَا يَصِحُ الزُّهُدُ وَالتَّقْوَى مَعَ الْجَهْلِ. And when we say az-zuhudu, which is you cannot maintain iman and avoiding worldly gain with ignorance. No. You need knowledge to be able to maintain taqwa. You need knowledge to be able to be someone who is avoiding worldly thing in their life. Now, as it's been said in a poem, فساد كبير عالم متهتك وأكبر منه جاهل متنسك هما فتنة في العالمين عظيمة لمن بهما في دينه يتمسك فساد كبير. The worst of corruption, the worst of corruption, alimun mutahattik, a scholar who is crossing the barriers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has the knowledge but does not work with the knowledge. It's the worst of corruption. Because someone who has the knowledge is the one you want to copy, the one you want to imitate. If he does not use the knowledge or work according to the knowledge, then who else? He is the one you can think of. If your imam is a corrupt imam, if your teacher, your scholar is a corrupted person, he does not follow the teachings of Islam, and to him, you are looking at him, mashallah, tabarakallah, and he is crossing the barriers of Allah, then you can understand that he is going to corrupt you. So that is the worst of corruption. But the worst part of it is وَأَكْبَرُ مِنْهُ جَاهِلٌ مُتَنَسِّكٌ. The worst part of this is a religious, ignorant person. Someone who is illiterate. He does not know anything about the deen, but he is religious. This is the worst person. He is worse than a scholar who does not follow the teachings of the deen. To who are these two people being corrupt? هُمَا فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْعَالَمِينَ عَظِيمًا. These two people, they are trial. They are the worst of people in the society. The scholar who is not following the rules, and the ignorant person who is a religious person. Because anyone who is going to look at them and say he's going to take his deen from them, he's at loss. Because the scholar is not following rules, so whatever he's doing is wrong. Or he is doing some things that are right, he's doing some things that are wrong. You cannot differentiate which is good, which is bad. But because he's a scholar, in your mind, everything he does is correct. So he will what? Mislead you. The same thing applies to the ignorant person, someone who is not knowledgeable. He does not have knowledge about the deen, but he is so religious. You see him always in the masjid, always reading Quran or holding the Quran. Always see him making dhikr. You know that, mashallah, tabarakallah. Every time I see this man in the masjid, he should be religious. He knows what he's doing. Maybe everything that he's doing is wrong. So these two, they are worst of people if you are to follow them. وينوي به الشكر أو شكر على نعمة العقل. You also seek knowledge with the intention of thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can that be? You seek knowledge just to show appreciation. You seek knowledge just to show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the brain He gave you. There are people like you whose brain are not working. There are people like you who are not healthy, and Allah has given you brain that is working. So you seek knowledge to show appreciation that what Allah has given you, you are grateful to that. So when you're talking about intention of seeking knowledge, you need to look at all that. وَصِحَّةُ الْبَدَنِ. You seek knowledge to show appreciation for the healthy body that Allah has given you. Someone like you cannot even get up off his bed. Someone like you has to be pushed here and there. You are okay. You are healthy. You can see. You can hear. Your brain is working. Your body is all, your limbs are all healthy. So you seek knowledge to show appreciation for these blessings that Allah has given you. وَلَا يَنْوِي بِهِ إِقْبَالِ النَّاسِ إِلَيْهِ. Do not seek knowledge to get leadership in front of people. We're not talking about any knowledge here, mainly Islamic. Don't seek knowledge to be a leader. And inshallah, we continue with that. In our next lesson, we'll look at things that we need to avoid when we are seeking knowledge and the intention that we put across. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.